There is no greater moment than the present. Back up against the wall, who gonna stand up? Who gonna fold? Come on, man!
Everybody stop.
Spicy nuggets are back. I might have to stop on the way home.
Hey, Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga.
Let's go!
Give me a pick.
Oh, no.
Hey! You get a pick, you get a pick, you get a pick. Run, run! That's a great call!
Oh, that was so beautiful, man.
That just gave me chills. Look.
There's a lot going on out there, boys.
And welcome, everyone, to the show that the pros watch. Welcome, indeed. I'm James Brown. And you know what? Hey, don't tell Ray Lewis, but we handed the show over to the offense this week. And believe me, they are raring to go. Brandon Marshall back in the house. Did you bring your A game? Because you know Michael always comes very low-key, right, Brandon?
You got to bring your A game. You got to bring your energy when you with this guy.
Let's do it. That's right. That's it.
So we turn to the quarterback.
Of course, he's got energy. He's been on vacation again.
Oh, Brandon?
I saw the social media shot.
I had a bye week.
Going on Instagram, he's swimming in some oceans. And
I saw
somewhere.
that.
Hey, Mrs. Marshall came into the studio to make sure he came to work today, though. That's the big deal. What did we learn this past
He's
week?
got to make some money to pay for all those vacations. That's what he's got to do. Let me ask you both a question for real. And you're in this too, JB. When Christian McCaffrey was drafted, did you say, wow, he's going to be an every down back in the NFL?
Absolutely not.
No one said.
Well, he proved everybody wrong. He is showing us, and he is showing big time. Running the ball between the tackles, catching passes down the field. Here's another one I want to ask everybody. See, this is quiz. We're going to see how much they watch.
Brandon,
Who's
your
the
boy,
best
Brandon?
running back right now in the NFL? Don't even think of saying Zeke Elliott. It's not even close.
What do you mean it's not close?
Go to the Vikings. Go to the Vikings.
Dalvin Cook, brother. Either way. Man, I mean, he is shot out of a cannon. He is running. He is looking great. And then just my bit of advice for two young quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Daniel Jones. I love the way they stand in the pocket and all that, but I'm just telling you from experience, learn to play the next play, so don't take so many big hits.
That's good. That's good.
Sorry, I'm done.
Listen to the greats. No, seriously, listen to the greats. Our youth doesn't do that. While swimming in the Mediterranean.
Shut up.
I learned that some people are set up for failure, right? You look at the Cleveland Browns. Let's look at their next 5 weeks, right? This team can be imploding by the bye week. This team is set up for failure. They could be 1-6 by week 8. All right, the second person set up for failure, Antonio Brown. Where's his team? Where's the people around? Drew Rosenhaus, where are you at?
Yeah.
Why aren't you telling this kid, hey, let's sit down, give me your phone, all right? Set up for failure. The third person, the last person set up for failure is my guy, Phil.
Oh,
We're supposed to be doing the pull-up challenge today.
Oh,
all right?
that's right. It was 2 weeks.
It is 2 weeks, but guess what? You're set up for failure. I went home after we talked about that, and I tried to do it.
How many did you do?
15. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to start a 6-week challenge. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to make sure that you win. You're going to be successful. We're going to do a 6-week challenge.
You only did 16?
I did 15.
15. Bring that bar in here today, and I promise you I'll do more than 15.
No, the bet is 20.
Well, you know,
Man, let me tell you what I learned.
the bad as your handkerchief hanging on that bar.
The greatest part of the NFL are the stories that go on each and every week. Now, I'm going to go way back. June 2nd, 1925, there was a guy that called in sick named Wally Pipp.
That's right.
He said he had a headache. And he was a Yankee first baseman, and Wally never got his job back. When I say Wally, I want you to mention Cam Newton. I want you to think about Nick
Well,
Foles.
who took Wally Pipp's job?
Lou Gehrig.
Thank
took
you.
his
Talk
job.
to him,
Now,
Mike.
when I said Lou
Talk to him,
Gehrig,
Mike.
I want you to think about Kyle Allen and Gardner Minshew, because those guys stepped in and played great.
He's going to get Wally Pipp. Cam
Newton and Nick Foles are about to get Wally Pipp.
Well, you know, the other thing,
right now.
It's a lot of good stuff. We're going to talk about that later in the show, so don't give it all away.
Daniel Jones threw for 336 yards in his first start. Ask Phil, how many yards did you throw for in your
What
first
did you do,
start?
Phil?
I think I threw for 37.
37.
Wait.
Bing.
Hold it. But wait, I get a rebuttal. Can you be quiet just
Okay,
one
get a
second?
rebuttal. Go get the
I mean,
rebuttal.
I know it's going to be hard.
Go get your rebuttal.
I won my first 4 starts, and then my second start I threw for over 300 yards and ran for a touchdown. So take that and shove it.
All right. Hey, John Morales, we have gone so far over, we may as well just say that's the show for the day.
There you go.
You know what I wanted to say about what I learned is that the Manning family, unlike some other old ex-Giant quarterbacks, they have class.
They have class.
Eli Manning handled it properly with Daniel Jones afterwards. I give a big tip of the head. Anything you want to rebut on that one?
No? You need to go on vacation next week.
All right, I'll go swim in the Mediterranean. Time for the highlights, and we kick off with the slate of unbeatens, beginning with a special request from Michael. Here's Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott mic'd up for the visit of the Dolphins. Michael told us last week, don't gloss over the star. Do what?
Shine on that star.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Show them what you're here for. How we take the next step. That's the only thing that matters. How we get better today. Let's go, baby. Love you.
Man, it's hard, man. Let's take it over.
Have a day, Cash. Hey, here we go. Hey, 55's the 4th. Going to 49, Boston. Just go to the right. 5-0 that way. 5-0, you're good. Off of 24 plus another, you're good. You go 180.
Dak Prescott isn't one to see ghosts in the pocket. He stands tall and makes Dallas fans believe.
I think they're just sitting right there and going to eye me. They think he got you. Yeah. Got you. Hey, he said they think 25. He said they're just going to leave 25 on him one-on-one, he thinks. Yeah. 49, yes.
Cooper flanks the far left. He's going against Xavier Howard.
Prescott looks left, throws to the goal line. The ball is caught. Walking in for a touchdown, Amari Cooper.
Yeah!
Cooper goes on a slant, and then he pivots back out. And as he pivots back out, the Dolphins defender knows he's getting beat.
Hey, all day, all day. Keep going, man. Keep going. Take the next step. We're not done. Take the next step. 180.
So Prescott fires. Touchdown. Amari Cooper on a deep slant pattern.
Nobody in the middle of the field. Xavier looked like he thought he had help inside.
The best thing about this, Dak Prescott looks the safety off to the left. He knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball.
Let's go!
Dallas 17, Miami 6.
Let's go, baby. Had to make sure you didn't get bored on me out there. Don't get bored on me out there. Spicy nuggets are back. I might have to stop on the way home. Let's go, fellas. Let's go put the nail in it, right? We need 6. We need a touchdown. 180. What's it?
They actually think Prescott rolled to his right. He's going to run with it. Touchdown, Dallas.
Let's go! Let's go!
How you doing, Melba? This is the game ball. I want to make sure you get this to you.
That's all for you, sweetie. Thank you for your support. We don't fear nobody. We don't fear nobody. I don't give what they done.
Patrick Mahomes isn't sneaking up on anybody. What is surprising is the reigning MVP's consistent excellence.
Here comes a blitzer. Fake pattern to the near side, and it is caught. Touchdown! Kansas City!
That's a great call. All we got to do is do our job and punch him in the mouth every single play. We drive all game long.
He's got Hardman wide open. Foot race, 83-yard touchdown strike by the NFL MVP.
Good job, good job. Hey, great job. Great job down there. Great job down there.
Don't, run and then stop.
Go!
Go.
Baltimore trailed 23-6, but ran their way back into the game, rushing for over 200 yards.
Put a team on your back like that, team.
Lamar Jackson is showing he can carry his team.
Jackson on the deep drop, under pressure, sidesteps a sack. Now he throws back to the far side of the field.
Jackson's Ravens chased Mahomes' Chiefs all day,
Lamar Jackson chased from the pocket, running to his right. He'll tuck at the 10.
but could never quite catch up. Baltimore's fast start to the season slowed down, while the Chiefs haven't lost in September since 2016.
Good game, man. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Yes, sir. We're going to see y'all again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.
We must dominate. We know what we up against, fellas. We gotta show that. Anything moving, we hit. Anything moving, we hit, fellas.
Garoppolo with a screen to the right. It's juggled and intercepted out of the air.
Searching for their first win, Pittsburgh's Juju Smith-Schuster found the end zone for the first time this season.
Juju Smith-Schuster on the sideline. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. 76 yards, the pass play.
Billy, this is a momentum turner.
One drive, we're winning. I love adversity.
San Francisco faced plenty of it. Pittsburgh took the ball away 5 times and led by 3 late in the fourth quarter.
Second and 7. They bump, they roll Garoppolo, he throws back, caught by Kittle. 49ers look to take the lead now. Second and goal to go from the 5-yard line. 5 seconds on the play clock. Quick snap. Garoppolo throws end zone. It is caught by Dante Pettis. Touchdown!
I'm telling you, down the road, the dividends that this victory is gonna provide is gonna be immense.
Let's go! Let's go!
This is all about building character and picking up the other side of the ball.
If there was anybody out there in America who thought that the 49ers would begin the season undefeated 3-0 for the first time in 21 years, they need to take a bow, because I don't think...
Well, then I'll take a bow. Because I thought they would start 3-0. Come on, who have they played?
But they are not the only surprise undefeated squad. And the reason I mentioned San Francisco, they figured prominently in the Cowboys' history. Talk about the Niners.
Man, and I'm going to tell you something. I love this team. I always find this interesting, you know, how it seems like teams that won championships before are trying to win it in the same way. And I look at that 49ers team. I was just talking to you, Phil, about that fullback. How do you pronounce his last name?
Kyle Juszczyk.
I mean, he reminds me of a Tom Rathman, you know what I mean, as you watch him block. But then he can get down the field and make deep plays, deep catches. For people that don't know, it's hard for fullbacks to track balls, and this kid has been making incredible plays. I love watching George Kittle play. Reminds me of a little Brent Jones. He knows how to get around and make plays all over the field. And the best thing the 49ers have, Coach, guys, they have a great run game.
Thank you.
They have a great run game, and Kyle Shanahan's doing a great job designing run plays that keep everybody off.
Mostert, Breida, great run game. Offensive line improved. The quarterback now is back healthy. That's all great. They went out and got 2 young wide receivers who are playing well.
Samuel is playing very well.
Yeah, he's doing great. And then also, it comes down to this. Offensive line, and now they can rush the quarterback. Nick Bosa's over there. Eric Armstead on the other side. And, you know, I usually think when players start to decline in the NFL, like, uh-oh, watch out. But Richard Sherman is kind of back.
Yeah, right.
You know, he's playing well corner. So there's a lot of ingredients there that you got to love.
It's a good situation for Richard Sherman. He's playing well, but he's leading a bunch of young guys and teaching them how to win. A great situation.
Yeah, I mean, there's other teams out there obviously undefeated, but when you look at these 3 teams, San Francisco, the Bills, the Lions, the thing that jump out to me is the coaches, the captains of this team, right? Kyle Shanahan, come on now.
Yeah.
Now, he's one of the best coaches in our league right now. They had a down year, obviously had injuries, but now they're healthy. They got these young receivers. Their defense is healthier and better. Richard, like you said, Richard Sherman's back. Awesome. Matt Patricia, the mad scientist. Yeah, he might ruffle a few feathers, but at the end of the day, this guy can coach, right? So let's continue to watch this. And again, week 2, what did I say? I said that they will win the division. That's what I said.
And the Buffalo Bills?
The Buffalo Bills, I'm not convinced yet. It's the Buffalo Bills. I'm not convinced. I do love SD. I love him. He's a great coach. They got him rolling. You got to give him credit.
Give him credit right now.
Come holler at me week 9.
No. We can talk after this week.
Yeah, that's right.
They got the monsters coming in this week to play, and the Patriots. So we can talk right after this week if they're for real.
Yeah, you know, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not being pompous by no means, but I'm not shocked that the Buffalo Bills are 3-0. They went out and redid their offensive line. They got Cole Beasley to play the slot. They got
You're not pompous, but you're right about everything?
Well, no, I'm wrong about a lot of things.
Well, you don't let us know that.
You hear it all the time. But John Brown, a speed wide receiver, does he match up with Josh Allen, the quarterback? Oh, yes, perfect marriage. Then on the defense, look, they're so well designed. They hustle. They got a really good secondary. And you said it right. The coach, Sean McDermott, is one of the best coaches. They're organized, and they play hard every week. And then when you talk about Detroit, yeah, I'm a little surprised.
Are you really? Okay.
But Matt Patricia went down, not a lot. Matt Patricia changed the culture. I hate that word, but they really have. They are a tough football team now, and Matt Stafford has changed the way he's played.
And they're starting to buy in.
They're buying in, man.
They didn't at first. They did not at first, and that's what happens when you're changing the culture of things. People won't buy in early, but they're starting to buy in.
You know what? We hear that expression a lot. Before we head to the next set of highlights, what do you mean by buy-in? What does that mean?
Buy-in, what you want is when you are offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, you're the head coach, you want to say, here's the play. Here's what we're doing. And people say, okay, let's go get it done.
And that'll work.
But when you come in and you got people questioning you, there's no trust, you don't win. The best teams have trust and they have buy-in.
As we've been talking the Bills, let's head to Buffalo, where sophomore quarterback Josh Allen was wired for the visit of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Was that too much football for this show? Well, they
good stuff.
Is the controller fired up?
That's why they come here.
Hey, it's our day, man. Our house, our day. We got one goal, let's win. You shoot, I shoot with you. Here we go. Win on 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga. All right, Eddie. What's that?
Josh going to throw it. Looks, fires into the end zone. Caught.
Touchdown. Yeah. Brown Eddie. What's that?
Buffalo led 14-0 in the third quarter before the Bengals defense sparked a comeback that would give them a 3-point lead.
Picked off at the 45-yard line. Picked off by Phillips, and Phillips down the far sideline finally steps out of bounds.
That's on me.
Hands it to Mixon. No, it was a fake, and Andy Dalton ran it in. Touchdown.
That's on me, man.
You know I love you like a little brother, but it's on us. You hear me?
Yeah.
I mean that. It's all us. One thing I know about you is you ain't a me kind of guy when you're doing great, so don't be a me kind of guy if you do something bad. We're good.
Hey, one play at a time. Yep. One play at a time. You can do this. I believe in you.
Josh looks left, fires left, got a man wide open. It is caught by Dawson Knox out of midfield on the run. Gets past one man, trying to get past another man, pulls him down, and he is finally knocked out of bounds. Josh still looking downfield, fakes the pass, still on the run. He gets the first down. Here we go, 3rd and goal from inside the 1. Gore driving forward, touchdown Buffalo!
Let's go!
The Bills are 3-0 for the first time in 8 years. On a night when the Browns honored former Cleveland linebacker Clay Matthews, they were upstaged by his son and the Rams defense.
He's hit. He's sacked again. It's Clay Matthews.
As he got whipped out on the play, Aaron Donald got in there.
The Browns were playing their first Sunday night game in 11 years. In the second half, the offense finally arrived.
Touchdown! And the Browns take the lead. It's Demetrius Harris.
They thought we were going to freak curl up and die. They forgot we a bunch of dangerous individuals over here. We ain't got nothing to lose, right? Bunch of freaking rejects.
The star of the night was Cooper Kupp. His second touchdown of the game gave the Rams the lead back.
Nobody can play with us. We do left, nobody can play with us. Good job when the play's out. You see those windows?
Down by a touchdown, Baker Mayfield had one last chance to stare down defeat and deliver a dramatic finish.
3rd down and 15, a minute 48 to go. Throws, middle, caught. At the 40, it's Landry. At the 35, it's Landry. At the 30, Landry. Down to the 27.5-yard line.
The Browns had 1st and goal inside the 5 and threw 3 incompletions.
1 down to do it. Down by 7. 33 seconds left. This is it. 4th down. Baker back. Baker flush. Baker really flush. Baker throws. It is intercepted. The Rams take it away. The Browns are going to lose. What a tough pill to swallow here. 4 cracks to get it in, and they couldn't do it.
Unbelievable job by the defense, man. Give it up for the defense.
The focus in Foxborough centers on Tom Brady, but he's happy to showcase his supporting cast.
Go down the middle, wide open, Dorsett at the 10, right to the 5, scooting in for the score. That was sexy. With a dive, touchdown, Patriots.
Patriots are rolling right now.
New England's D deserves some of the spotlight. That unit hasn't allowed a touchdown since last year's AFC Championship.
Hey, folks, joining us now is our insider, senior writer with NFL.com. That will be Judy Battista, and she, along with Brandon Marshall, are going to help us explore one of the most important topics for both the league and its players, and that is mental health. You were one of the early, strongest, outspoken voices in dealing with mental health, I think around 2011. Correct. Brandon, okay, so we've had some high-profile players like Andrew Luck and Rob Gronkowski talk on the periphery, if you will, about that. Football's a tough world. Is it being embraced because of guys like you and those mentioning more about it?
Well, first, I think it's unfair to, kind of put it in a box just with football. This is an American issue. All right, this is an America issue. This is a worldwide issue. It affects so many of us, 1 in 4. When I first spoke out in 2011, one of the first things I said, Judy, was I want to be one of the first to put a face and a voice to it. All right, we want to bridge the gap in the mental health community. And since then, look how many people have stood up and told their story. And when you tell your story, what you're doing is giving strength and power to the next person that's struggling and maybe struggling in silence. And when you do that, right, and there's stories being told, other people are looking around like, wow, this is me too. And when you have that type of movement, more people get help and they feel that it's okay.
One of the things you talked about, you addressed owners, team owners a few years ago, and one of the things you called for was more people on staff at NFL teams. Earlier this year, the NFL and the Players Union in conjunction released this initiative, and one of the things was to have a behavioral health clinician on staff at the facility. I think it's 8 to 12 hours per week, but they are there to sort of deal with the whole universe for the player, right? Not just the on-field, but the off-field, their family members, and to try to come up with plans. The idea is to be proactive, right? Not to wait for a crisis to develop, but to help players who might be having a bad day, a bad week, might be struggling with something that maybe the team doesn't even know about, and to get them the help they need before it blossoms into something really big.
Yeah, 100%. One of the things I used to do when I played with the Chicago Bears and the New York Jets, I used to meet with our mental health practitioner in the weight room and also in the cafeteria, because I wanted people to look at me and say, it's okay, right? When you look at the stigma around mental health, right, that's one of the bridges and one of the walls that are keeping people from getting help, right? Some of the things I think the NFL can do better right now, we need to create more awareness around the amazing programs that we already have. The benefits and the programs that the NFL already has is phenomenal, but people aren't utilizing them. The second thing we need to do is we need to take our mental health practitioners off the 3rd floor, the 2nd floor next to the janitor's office, and put them right there in the weight room next to the strength and conditioning coach. We say that the game is 80% mental, but we don't train that enough. So yes, 2017, we said, here's the call to action. Every team, every organization should have a mental health practitioner on staff. Some teams didn't have it, right? So how can we say that the game and life is 80% mental? We're not training the biggest thing that we have, and that's our brain. So when you look at mental health, yes, it was a taboo topic 7 years ago. Now it's an everyday conversation. Now we just need to change the narrative and change the language around it so we don't play in the stigma. But now, today, guys are seeking help. Guys are seeking help because of those stories.
I think you alluded to this earlier, JB, but I think it's really telling and really important, maybe one of the most important developments, that players like Andrew Luck, Rob Gronkowski, Brandon, are talking openly. I think that can only empower not just players, but people in general.
That's right.
To be more forthcoming and to seek help.
The difference between ego and mental fitness or mental health challenges.
All right, that's a great question. All right, let's break down Antonio Brown. A lot of people are talking about Antonio Brown and his mental health right now. Mental health has nothing to do with why he's in this position. His ego and his environment has everything to do with his position, the position that he's in right now. But now that he's in this gray area, now we need a wellness check. Now it's time to see, how are you doing? The one thing that most important thing in your life is taken away from you. How are you doing? I can talk about this personally because I'm in this transition period. This is the first year in a very long time, in 30 years, that I haven't played football. And I have a smooth transition into television, smooth transition into business. And I'm telling you right now, there's days where I struggle. When the Saints cut me, I laid in the bed for 4 days. The only reason why I got out of bed because it was Christmas time and my wife and kids came from Seattle and I had to go pick them up from the airport. This is when mental health kicks in, is when that thing that you've been attached to and it's your identity is taken away from you. Now this is when we need to see, okay, Antonio Brown, are you okay? But the reason why he's in this position is not because of mental health. It's because he's a product of his environment, and that this is the classic case of I am the man and my ego.
Brandon Marshall, Judy Battista, very important topic. Thank you very much for being so transparent. Hey, folks, it is certainly good to see that the NFL, and as Judy said, the NFLPA are addressing this issue and will continue to monitor developments. But for now, we head back to the field. Here's Detroit staying undefeated at Philadelphia.
Jamal Agnew takes it a yard deep coming out. Back to the 5, cutting left to the 10. Jamal straightens up at the 15, gets to the 20, gets to the left side at the 25 to the 30. Got a man to beat at the 40. Into Eagles territory, 35. He could go. Jamal to the house. 10-5, end zone, touchdown.
The NFL's first kick return touchdown of the season had the Lions off and running.
Up and over the top and into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Eagles' offense kept shifting into reverse.
Puts it in the air again. He's got Aguilar, who drops it. Sanders fumbles the football. And it is dropped by Goddard. It was a touchdown, and he dropped it.
Just so many mistakes.
With less than a minute left, the Eagles still had a chance to win.
This could be the game. He is going deep, and it is incomplete.
And this thing is over, baby.
56. It's a bad day to be an Atlanta Falcon.
It's an awful day.
It's a bad day to be an Atlanta Falcon D lineman.
You should have never worn red.
You shouldn't have. This is a bad decision.
All-Pro Colts guard Quentin Nelson has an appetite for destruction. And he stacks up defenders like pancakes.
What's up? What's up?
Jacoby Brissett's passing was syrupy sweet, with 310 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Touchdown, INDY.
execute the runs, he's going to keep calling them. Let's go.
First set, hands off right side to Marlon Mack, stretching it out. He's at the 5-yard line looking to dive for the pylon. Is he in? Yes, he is! Touchdown, Marlon Mack!
Hey, if this is 4 down, you might be able to run right behind me on this. Run out this game clock.
Huge hole for Marlon Mack. Down the far sideline.
You pull big old Quinn Nelson around and get a lead block. What a great job of finishing by our offense.
Ball game. You want to go? You want it?
An NFL debut is no Sunday stroll, but at least Giants quarterback Daniel Jones had Saquon Barkley, his right-hand man. Jameis Winston found his top target for 3 scores.
Fade route toward Evan. He will make the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Facing an 18-point deficit without Barkley, who injured his ankle, the light turned on for Jones.
Sets, delivers one right. He's got Ingram. He steps out of a tackle across midfield to the 45, down the left sideline to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Giants! Giants down by 10 here in the third. Fires one right into the end zone, caught for the touchdown. It comes down to this, 4th and 5, steps up, he's gonna run, Jones to the 5, touchdown Giants! Giants now lead it 32-31.
With 4 seconds remaining, the Buccaneers called on their kicker.
Kick on its way. And it's no good. He missed it. Wow.
Well, what a start for Daniel Jones and the New York Giants. He played tremendous down there, led them to victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So what are we going to do in this segment? We're going to talk about backup quarterbacks.
Yes.
But before we start the segment, I want to ask Brandon one question. What do you think about Michael's shoes? Look at these shoes.
Man. You know, we're in the green room, and I was thinking about this, man. Michael's going through something. To hear the shit he's going through.
No, you know what it is? He thinks he's on Dancing with the Stars with those things.
That's Ray. I'm trying to help Ray out.
You had to help him out. Come on back here. Let's look at some backup quarterbacks. Now, we all know, I think we all agree, when there's a backup quarterback comes in the game, I was one once, and then I had a guy replace me too, whatever. What does it do to the team? It brings a lot of emotion, don't you think?
A lot of energy, a lot of hope.
Okay, a lot of hope. So here we go. Daniel Jones, he sees Darius Slayton at the top of the screen. It's a play-action fake. He has to move, and once he moves, it makes the safety go with him. And then Daniel Jones, good job of resetting up and making a perfect throw down the field. What does this do to a wide receiver to know the quarterback can do something like this?
Definitely in this situation, going from Eli to Mr. Jones,
Right.
Mr. Jones, all right?
Oh, yeah, I like it.
It tells your receivers you better be running.
Stay on.
Because the play is never over. This quarterback can extend the play.
So a great start by Daniel Jones, this first start. Kyle Allen, he has started before, but this is his first start of the year. He only threw 4 touchdown passes.
Only.
But here we go. All receivers can relate to this. You're covered, but the quarterback, everybody is covered, but the quarterback moves, and watch this throw in the back of the end zone. On the run, right spot, and because he gave the receiver a second chance to catch the ball.
When I saw this play, it took me back to sitting in the meeting room with Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels would say when we got in the red zone, he would say, listen, it's never going to be on time because everybody's going to be covered. We're outnumbered. Just move, and the experienced quarterback will find you. That was an experienced play.
You know, another thing, too.
When I saw the play, first thing I saw all that room that was in front of Kyle Allen, and I thought to myself, maybe Cam Newton runs this in for the touchdown. But as a receiver, he's looking to pass it right now. You come out of that play.
It's really good. The whole game long, the rhythm of the Carolina offense, this is not negative against Cam Newton, but Greg Olsen, Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, they were all part of the passing game, and it did have tremendous rhythm. I know it was against Arizona, but it was still impressive. Here we go. Oh, here's our guy, Gardner Minshew. Look down at the bottom of the screen, DJ Chark. Watch Gardner Minshew. Look at the safety. So look at the safety freezes. His feet are parallel. Now he's beat. And Gardner Minshew Nice lob pass over the top. What do you think about this play and what he does for their team?
First of all, it's not even about this player, what he did, right? The safeties lean to his number one receiver side. He drops back, looks him off, then throws it. Phenomenal play.
Perfect throw.
But that's not what takes him to the next level. What takes him to the next level is his swagger and his confidence. When I saw that picture of him getting on the plane and how he was dressed, I said, man, that's not a rookie. That's not a first-year guy. This is a guy who really took this thing and said, this is my opportunity, guys, and we rolling. All right, most guys, they shrivel up in this moment. This guy has what I call the Fitzmagic effect.
It's definitely
everybody out there, just go look up his story. Look at his journey and how he's gotten there. And those guys on that football field, they know his story. They know the struggles he had and the obstacles he had to overcome. Man, they're all.
Is he Wally Pipped? He's gonna be. Mo's gonna be Wally Pipped.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. But he got great experience at Washington State. Completed a lot of passes through it every down. Here's Mason Rudolph in for the injured Ben Roethlisberger. This is Juju Smith-Schuster. He's going to go across the field. They were very careful throwing the football. One of the few times they threw it down the field and had success. But because he hit him right in stride, it gave Juju a chance to go for the touchdown. But I want to say this. If you're a wide receiver, you saw the game. Do you worry a little bit about the passing game for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I mean, I watched this game, and if I'm a wide receiver, man, I'm looking at this like, why can't you do this all the time?
And
this dude was throwing the ball all over the place.
Right.
So are any of these guys we looked at, Daniel Jones out? We know he's the quarterback of the Giants. Is one of them a franchise quarterback? Who would it be? Who can keep the job?
Well, it depends on your definition of franchise quarterback, because I got Minshew and I got Kyle Allen. They have a possibility of winning those jobs. Maybe those starters never take the job back if they continue to do what they're doing.
Well, it's going to be hard for Carolina to take out Kyle if they keep rolling.
They keep rolling. The offense looked really good. And, you know, just one more time, Michael, we'll talk about the shoes later.
I was lighting it up like
let's go back to the highlights. Teddy Bridgewater with the Saints at Seattle. Good job, guys.
Go you.
The fast track is the quickest route to achieving your goals. The Saints scored the first time they touched the ball.
Deontay Harris into the end zone, and the Saints strike first on special teams.
Pops it free, there he goes, across the 20, he's on the run, all the way out to the 30-yard line.
The weather was classic Pacific Northwest, but it was New Orleans who looked right at home.
Von Bell, the man there to pick it up. The Saints sideline was all over it, and that was called a touchdown return on the field.
Have fun. Do your thing. Let's go. He can't outrun any of us. Hey, good ball.
Alvin Kamara didn't have to outrun everyone. He just moved around Seattle's defense. Starting quarterback Teddy Bridgewater earned his first NFL win in 1,359 days.
He walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Alvin Kamara.
A lot of time and a touchdown. That's a damn good job.
I'm trying not to ball right now, but man, cherish this moment, man. Cherish these opportunities that we got. Cherish this feeling of winning, and just, man, never take it for granted.
Panthers quarterback Kyle Allen was once a teammate of Kyler Murray at Texas A&M. The former Aggies staged a good old-fashioned Texas shootout.
Quick throw to the right, flat to fifth, and he's in, touchdown. Rolls to the right, fastball, end zone, complete, touchdown. Allen throws over the middle, caught on a slant, touchdown. Murray takes it, throws, Johnson is into the end zone for a touchdown.
In a game where the ball was often in the air, the biggest play was a 76-yard run.
The block from McCaffrey, right up the middle, running free. McCaffrey, 30, 20, he will score.
Allen's fourth touchdown pass helped the Panthers win their first game of the season.
Lofts a pass, Olsen makes the catch, left side, touchdown.
Man, Kyle Allen looked special.
Let's go, baby. Come get us one. Delta! Set!
Shotgun snap to pass. They rush forward to the end zone. Keenan Allen caught touchdown.
Woo!
7-yard strike.
Freeze and everybody be still because we got a touchdown. Gosh, I motioned the wrong guy. Well, I motioned Dontrell, and I was like, oh, shoot, it's the other guy. Dontrell and Keenan were both coming in motion. Hey, everybody stop. Hey, I can just tell you right now, 57's firing. He's the new Clowney. 41's the Mike. Good. Told you. Hey, you don't play Mike. Why would you line up there? Quit just making up alerts. You hear things, you scream, reverse, you don't know what's coming. I'm just having fun.
JJ says you get the ball up too fast. He wants you to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, I bet he does.
Rivers in trouble. Here comes block. And Rivers is going to go down as JJ gets the sack.
Set. Blue 80. Blue. Hey, Hunt. Hey, that's you. Hey, right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Put your hands up. Tell everybody you made the play. Hey, we're hammer 41. Good.
They bring pressure. Rivers throws it to Keenan Allen wide open. Cuts back inside. 5 touchdown Chargers.
There's a lot going on out there, boys.
Quarterbacks do a lot. Deshaun Watson does it all. Against the Chargers, he threw for 3 touchdowns and 353 yards.
Watson in trouble. Watson escapes. And he throws last moment. And he's got Akins across the 40-35 right side. Touchdown! Deshaun Watson putting on a show in L.A.
We only have one timeout, so be ready to come back. Go. We got to find a way.
Down by a touchdown, Phillip Rivers converted 2 4th downs on the game's final drive. The Chargers' comeback hinged on converting a 3rd.
4th down. 4th down. 4th down.
This is the game.
Rivers, deep drop, firing downfield, and tipped, and almost intercepted. It's incomplete. The Texans are going to win it.
Hey, Coach. Good game. Great game, brother. You're one of the smartest I've ever played against. Incredible. Great job. Awesome.
So, in the second half, Phillip Rivers and the Chargers had no answer for the Texans. However, we are going to demand answers from these sharp guys right here. The season premiere of the grab bag. Matter of fact, Brandon made it clear. JB, you got one more week to do this. This is my job from.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Phil, let's go to you first. The 3 top squads in the league, your opinion, are, and the guys get to weigh in on this one, 3 top teams in the league.
Well, we know New England's one, right?
No, you can't take New England out of it.
Take them out of the equation.
Okay.
That's
Take
fair.
New England out of it.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Rams, which is a little surprising the way they're playing.
Right.
So the Rams are 1. It hurts. Cowboys are 2.
Oh, it hurts. Go ahead.
But you know, the Cowboys have played the softest schedule of anybody in the NFL.
Brandon.
I mean, it's not even close.
And the third
number
team?
3, who am I missing? Boy, I'm thinking. Geez, of course, Kansas City.
Okay. All right. You
Now,
agree with
any
those?
arguments there?
Yes, there's one team that I will add, and I know they had a tough weekend, the Seahawks. I really love this squad. They're built right. Russell Wilson is passing the ball better this year, or they're actually allowing him to throw the ball a little bit more. We know about their running game, and the defense, they stand up.
Well, no, he has the right teams in. I'm just
the order.
Just how it bothered him so much to bring the Cowboys out of it.
No,
you got the 3 correct.
No,
I
just did that.
It's God, take that on out.
This one we start with Brandon, and only Brandon and Phil can answer this one. Blank is Jerry Jones's favorite all-time Dallas Cowboys player. Blank.
Oh, that's easy.
Who?
Mike, that's easy.
No.
Mike, that's easy, right? Dez Bryant. Sign Dez Bryant.
Phil?
Oh, my gosh. I want to say Michael because Michael's got a Gucci belt on today, so he's still paying you.
All I know.
But who's his favorite player of all time? That's interesting. It was probably Tony Romo. But now it might be Dak Prescott.
Tony Romo did not deliver any of them bling things we call a ring. What are you talking about? I love Tony Romo, but let's be real. I gave 60% of his hand some company. 60% of his hand some company.
Yeah, but Dez Bryant is his baby. Dez Bryant is his baby.
Hey, Michael, whenever I go visit Jerry, you get on the elevator, there's a life-size picture of me right there.
In the elevator.
When you walk in his office, there's a life-size picture. If you get on his airplane with him, there's a life-size picture of me. I'm okay with where I am.
Listen, I was on that Dallas Cowboy bus, that big star, that big white thing. I didn't see one picture of you in there.
It's not one. Old bus.
Michael, read this question. This is for you only. Read that question, Michael.
Oh, my advice to Ray for win to win Dance with the Stars.
Yep. For Ray Lewis.
Let me tell you my advice for Ray here. You have to, because winning is measured by your target. Now, once I went the first time, I dropped my target from the Mirrorball Trophy to just having fun. You got to drop that target, baby, if you want to win, because winning that Mirrorball Trophy is a whole different thing. Just drop it to having fun and let it go. And Ray's been doing that.
Were you glad when they finally let you off the show?
I was traveling, and the little old ladies would be saying, Michael, they treat you wrong. We're going to keep you on this show. We're going to keep voting. I'm like, stop voting.
Stop voting. By the way, I wish Phil would be on the show because Phil could dance. The head coach whose seat is the hottest in the NFL right now is the hottest seat. What would you think?
There's a couple of them. Jay Gruden.
Jay Gruden?
Oh, it's on fire.
Michael?
Good one. That's a good one. Oh, man. Hey, Doug Marrone.
Okay, Doug Marrone.
Doug Marone's on fire.
I hate to say this because I really believe in this coach, and the circumstances are against him right now. But Coach Tomlin, maybe. But, you know, he's a phenomenal coach.
Hey, I'm recognizing time is running out in this segment, so I'm going to do what John Morales would probably tell me to do. Go to the last question. Hey, check this out. The Cowboys' weaknesses are... The Cowboys' weaknesses.
The ego. We talked about it already. The ego. Look at this guy. I mean, he hasn't played in 40 years. You know, and he's still glamoring over this star.
Right.
The ego, right? Because
Phil? Well, that's a great answer. You always go to Mike. The pass defense. People throwing the football down the field on them, so that's going to come back to get them.
Yeah, Mike? Just getting to the quarterback, but that can be remedied the more and more DeMarcus Lawrence gets into better shape because he didn't really have a training camp because of the shoulder surgery. Just getting to the quarterback, that's the only issue they have right now.
Michael, is your picture really on his plane, Jerry Jones?
Everywhere you go, life-size picture.
And in the elevator.
One of them little ones, a life-size picture.
After that, Brandon, there's only one thing to do. That's to go back to the highlight Tuesday NFL.
Pull up at the stadium. I got a whole parking lot. A life-size picture of me right there. The Mike Orban parking lot.
Leading the Jags to victory over the Titans.
Holy it's right there. I go to the game, I park in the Mike Orban parking lot.
Mustache Mania has taken over Duval County with the arrival of Gardner Minshew, who threw 2 touchdowns.
Minshew, play fake, looking, goes toward the end zone. There's James, shot it deep, and Jacksonville strikes first. Fires toward the end zone, one shark in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Now the defense has to come out, and that's been the unit that struggled against the Titans in the past.
The Jaguars sacked Marcus Mariota 9 times.
Mariota goes down again. Calais Campbell has 3. This one belongs to Duval.
Let's go. Stand up.
The connection between Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams was on display against the Broncos.
That particular throw with that particular receiver and that particular route, virtually unstoppable.
Yeah. Let's go. Come on, let's put points on this board, man.
Rodgers' only touchdown pass of the day helped Green Bay take a 27-16 lead.
From the 40, Rodgers has a free play, or so it appears. Rainbow deep down the middle. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, touchdown Green Bay! 40-yard bomb, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
It was the Packers' defense who snatched the victory away from the Broncos.
And taken away by Jair Alexander.
We got it. He just took the ball from him? While he was up, he was still up.
The defense has taken care of business.
Another exciting week in the NFL. We all picked Green Bay last week, Phil, and you also took the lead in the pick segment. Tell us, man, what's the formula?
What's the formula?
Yeah, what's the formula?
It's really this simple. Just realize you're not going to win. So there you go. Okay? You'll come in second.
All right, let's go to our first game. Eagles at the Packers Thursday Night Football. Are the Eagles in trouble, Phil?
I think they are a little bit. They can't rush the passer. The offensive line's not doing what they do. Carson Wentz is always in the shotgun, having trouble covering people. Does that sound like they're in trouble? I like what the Packers are doing on offense. It's starting to round into shape.
Yeah, and even when the Packers offense isn't clicking, that's still an advantage for the Packers because Aaron Rodgers knows how to extend plays and make great things happen. I think the Packers win this game, and I do believe the Eagles, because of the injuries, are in trouble.
Yep. I'm going to take the Packers as well in this one.
All right.
Next game. Cowboys at the Saints, Sunday Night Football.
Well, I must admit now, let's get, because Teddy Bridgewater gave those Saints fans and everybody some hope in there. I thought this would be a rollover game for the Dallas Cowboys. Bridgewater said no rollover games here, but the Cowboys still will roll over the Saints.
They're not going to roll over the Saints. The Saints are a tough football team, probably the best offensive line in football, even better than the Cowboys. Sean Payton's going to find a way to get it done. I think you can throw the ball on the Dallas Cowboy defense. I look for the Saints to win.
I'm with you.
You look for what? Wait. You look for what?
Sit down.
Now, I was rolling with you on some of it.
I'm with Phil. I'm with Phil on this one. There's something special about this dome, and Teddy Bridgewater isn't he's not.
Oh, y'all stop it.
He'll open it up a little more this week with Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah,
that's right. All right, let's go to our next game. Chiefs at the Lions. This is a really good game.
Boy,
are the Lions the real deal, Mike?
Yeah, these are all battles of the undefeated, these next couple, too, now. And the Chiefs at the Lions, I can't wait to see this game. And we're about to find out, are the Lions for real? Because the Chiefs, they explode. I'm taking the Chiefs to win this game. They explode on offense.
It's just plain and simple, Brandon. You guys are wide receivers. Have you ever seen a team throw the football down the field more than them? Have you ever seen wide receivers run faster than that? They never get tired. They never come out of the game.
Right.
And it just wears you out. It's just a bombardment. And finally you go, we give up. And I think that's what's going to happen for the Detroit Lions.
No Tyreek Hill. No problem.
How long you been on TV calling games?
Well, a long time.
I think that was your best analysis.
But I've never seen receivers run so much, and they don't get tired. So Andy Reid knows how to train them.
That's right. I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well. Patriots at the Bills. The stadium's going to be rocking.
Oh, it is.
You like the Bills.
Man, I love the Bills. I think they're going to be a playoff team this year. But, you know, the Patriots they got so many hardened veterans that have been in big games and these tough situations. And the Bills are still trying to learn how to win. They had to pull 2 victories out where they almost blew it the last couple of weeks. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be close, but I think the Patriots will win.
And a great measuring stick for the Bills to see just how far you really are away. You've won every game. Now you get to measure just how far you really are away, and you might find out you're farther than you thought because the Patriots will win this game.
That's right. I mean, what else? It's the Patriots, folks.
It's close,
with the Patriots. And now to our last set of highlights. We begin with the Oakland Raiders at the Minnesota Vikings.
Different day, same recipe. Different day, same recipe. You feel me?
Same recipe, same cook. The ingredients included Dalvin's third 100-yard rushing game.
Cook, grinding, touchdown!
I love when they talk to Dalvin, because he start running hard as bro, that line working, bro. It's that line, bro. We go down here and get this tongue, we straight.
The Vikings made a meal out of the Raiders.
Fires deep right man there. Thielen. Touchdown! Carr from under center. 5-step drop. Passes right. Intercepted by Harrison Smith.
Everybody, open race. You get up pick. You get up pick. You get up pick. Ooh, you look like you pulling. Where you going? You was literally getting there a second before me. Much love and much respect.
Here comes a big, strong rush. Ball's out on the ground. It bounced away into the hands of the Bears. The recovered fumble by Akeem Hicks.
Boom! You want to laugh? I had the ball trapped under my. I was afraid somebody was going to go in there. I I got the ball.
Ha-Ha grabbed himself a pair.
Here's the throw down the side. It's intercepted, and it's taken away by the Bears. Ha-Ha. Clinton Dix on the run inside the 10 to the 5. He is in for the touchdown. Tight pocket and a throw, and it's intercepted. Ha-Ha. Sticks it to the Skins again.
This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful.
Trubisky looking, gonna float it easy. Pitch and catch to Tanner Gabriel.
Good boys on the board.
Gabriel's got it for the touchdown. Now sings it down the right side, going for Turbo into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown Bears! Well, a 3-touchdown first half between Mitch and Turbo.
Hey, folks, from the monsters of the Midway, we turn now to our always empathetic pigskin pussycats. Time for Dear Insiders. This one goes to the playmaker. Hey, I'm just a young guy who won an MVP trophy, so I'm hoping you can help me. What's with your quarterback and his tweet? Thanks in advance, Patrick from Kansas City. Take a look at the tweet here. Michael, set it up. Read the tweet, Michael.
Hey, in case you missed it, right? Talk about Patrick Mahomes, and they were saying Patrick Mahomes 36% of Troy Aikman's touchdowns already. And Troy, clap back. Don't tell me about touchdowns, receptions, or catches, none of that. Tell me about Super Bowl.
But Phil also put it in perspective with the kind of game plan you guys were executing.
Well, they had Emmitt Smith. They had the great offensive line. They ran the ball. He ran 3 routes, and he was great at it. No, I'm serious. I'm not being detrimental. You know it's the truth. Yep. Troy threw it up there. Michael was, you can see how big he is. He just put that big ass on people and caught the ball. I mean, that's what it was.
And we're happy to have Patrick Mahomes, man, in the league right now. Man,
Patrick is awesome. Please, let me give him his credit. Hey, now, before we go, time for our shout-out of the week. And this week it goes to 2 people. Philly Fire hero, rescuer by the name of Hakeem Laws, and Eagles wide receiver Nelson Aguilar. Michael, take a look at this. Even in a high-stress situation, Laws, the guy who rescued the babies being tossed out the window, he remained a typical Philadelphia sports fan. Check this out.
Ironically, one of my old coworkers took the ladder off the truck, raised it up, and was assisting people down. My man just started throwing babies out the window. We was catching them, unlike Aguilar.
Brandon, the man just rescued some babies, and he draws a comparison with.
Oh my God, that tells you the passion of a Philadelphia fan. Yeah, I know. Thank you I appreciate I saved all these lives. But are you still thinking about that game you lost and how you lost that game?
Yeah. But and before we let Phil talk, big props go to Aguilar because what he did, his response was awesome.
You're going to bring him to the game, yes. So that's really great of him. Listen, when I played in Philadelphia, I would always watch our defense, what they were doing. Not in Philadelphia. I would always turn and watch the fans because there was always a good fix. I mean, they had horses up in the stands.
Horses.
No, I'm serious.
Unbelievable. But hats off to Nelson Aguilar because he reached out and said, hey, look, he's going to bring him to the game. Aguilar was much above the fray with that. Hats off.
Karma is going to change for Nelson Aguilar.
You got anything to say, Brandon? You want to close out right?
Hey, no. Hey, I knocked the rust off. I'm back.
Yeah, remember this moment?
Remember this moment.
That's it for us. Hey, folks, we thank all of you for watching. We'll see you next week on Inside the NFL right here on
Showtime.
Brandon, I've never seen him that quiet. Man, he comes back from the radio and brings me she and he hadn't said a word. Hey. Right.